Qlik offers a broad range of capabilities to help you manage your data, transform it from raw to ready, and to turn it into valuable insights. Let's take a look at a demonstration. For this example, assume I'm a busy health administrator on the move. No matter where I am, I can access my data with Qlik. I can even use natural language through various interfaces like Slack, Microsoft Teams, or this chat panel in the Qlik Sense hub. When I ask about admissions, Qlik InsightBot searches across my Qlik applications to find where this is mentioned. It then brings back the KPI I requested, along with a chart, some insights, and suggested time series views that I might be interested in. Qlik InsightBot leverages the existing data and business logic in my Qlik Sense applications, so there is no complex setup or duplication of business logic involved. Let's select the admissions difference measure. Once again, the bot brings back the results, and I can see that hospital admissions are clearly increasing. InsightBot understands context, so I don't need to repeat which measure I want in order to produce a breakdown by hospital name. Note the insights that the bot has found from the current dataset. These insights assist the user in understanding the numbers, and you can ask the bot for more or less detail, or to turn them off. I can see from the chart that Kempsey Hospital has had the sharpest increase in admissions. Let's highlight this for our hospital administrator in Kempsey. There's no need to cut and paste into an email. I can simply ask Qlik InsightBot to send these details for me. I want to understand in some more detail what is driving this increase in hospital admissions. Let's dive into the Qlik Sense application behind this data. InsightBot provides me with a link that I can click through. Here we are in the Qlik Sense application that our InsightBot was querying. We can see our current week admissions are 20% higher than last week. Looking at the bar chart, we see infectious diseases is the #1 contributor to the increase. If I click on infectious diseases, you can see our dashboard instantly recalculates, and we see measles is one of the highest contributors. This is quite a concern, since it can cause fatal complications and is highly contagious. If we select measles, we can see from the map that cases are centred around northern New South Wales. I would like to see how these measles cases relate to all other dimensions in my data. With a single click, I can instantly see every field and every value in my data model and how they relate to each other. This is a capability unique to Qlik. The green values you see here are my selections. In white, I see every value associated with my selections, such as the age groups affected by measles. In grey, I can see the values that are excluded by my selections, which again is a feature unique to Qlik. I can see from this that there are no very young people or people in the 80+ age bracket affected, but there are some in the 70 to 80 age bracket. I want to learn more about what is driving this increase, so let's close the Selections tool and see what other analysis I have. I have several base sheets of pre-built analysis in this application, including one looking at demographics. Qlik Sense delivers more self-service capabilities for the end user than any other BI product. Firstly, notice how my selection state follows me across every sheet. This allows me to keep context as I look at the data from different lenses. Secondly, notice how for every chart I can access a detailed menu where I can change various aspects of the charts, including the dimensions and measures. This is the first level of self-service, being able to modify the existing charts to suit the questions I want to ask of the data. Most BI tools will force you to switch into full development mode to do this, as they offer minimal first-level self-service. The measles patients seem to come from all age groups, genders, blood types, and a range of occupations. I'm still curious as to what might have triggered this outbreak, and I want to dig deeper. So let's take a look at Qlik Sense's second level of self-service. Some users may want to create their own visualizations, but they don't have the confidence or skills to use the BI developer tools. Qlik Sense empowers these users in several ways. For instance, you can allow users to create their own personal sheets, like I am now. In this mode, users can create their own visualizations using the existing data model and the business logic embedded in the application. All I need to do is select a measure or dimension from the business library, and Qlik Sense provides the visualizations for me. This is Qlik's Chart Suggestions mode, and is automatically triggered when I drag a measure or dimension onto the sheet. However, if I drag a chart type onto the sheet, this mode defaults off and I have full control over the chart options. I am wondering whether the measles cases occur at a particular hospital, or whether they occurred at a specific point in time. With a few clicks, I have a new dashboard that shows me this information. I can now see that most cases are in Byron Bay Hospital, and that they presented to hospitals between August 4th and 8th. At this point, I want to investigate whether there is a correlation between measles cases and immunisation rates. To do that, I will need to combine some new data with my current Qlik application. This is the third level of self-service, or developer mode. I'm not sure whether we have data on immunisation rates, but I can easily check because my organisation uses Qlik Data Catalyst as its enterprise portal for data. Here we are in the catalogue view of Qlik Data Catalyst. Each of the data entities that I have access to is shown as a tile. When you register a data source as an entity in Qlik Data Catalyst, the structure of the data is automatically determined and saved as metadata. You can then schedule how often the data is evaluated against that metadata and any other business rules that you want to define. This determines the first two KPIs that you see here. The operational metric shows how recently the data was refreshed and evaluated, while the quality metric shows what percentage of the rows passed all tests. The third one, the popularity metric, shows how often the data entity has been tagged, commented, and used by others. To find the data that I need, I can do a Google-like search across all of the metadata using any text string. It looks like I have a result. If I hover over the name, I can see some of the business metadata that has been recorded. Clicking on the entity takes me into the details screen where I can see the same information and much more, including tags, profiling of the rows, the distribution of values, and even lineage of the data. This looks like the data I need, so I'm going to add it to my cart. After adding one or more data entities to my cart, I can choose to take some action. I can create or modify a dataset, which is like a virtual data model that I can come back to any time. I can choose to publish this data somewhere for another system to consume, such as a data science or analytics tool. I can explore the data further, or create a prepare job directly in Qlik Data Catalyst to transform the data in some way. Or finally, I can push the data directly into a new Qlik application. Let's jump ahead to where I have my new data combined with my hospital admissions data. So now I have a map showing all hospitals and showing the shapes of the primary health networks for which I have immunisation rates. Let's just look at hospitals where we have measles cases. Another extremely powerful and unique self-service capability of Qlik Sense is the ability to search across every single field in the data model for certain values. So I just need to begin typing in measles in the search bar to apply that filter. Now we will modify our map layers for the measures we want to see correlated. For the hospitals, I will size the bubbles by the number of cases. For the local health districts, we will colour them by the rate of measles, mumps, rubella immunisation. We can now clearly see that in the areas where immunisation is low, we have a higher number of cases. If we look at the list of actual cases and order them by the admission date, we can potentially find out who the outbreak started with. Looking at the patient notes, we see that most of them attended the same festival in Byron Bay, so we have a perfect storm of an infected person at a public event amongst a poorly immunised population. It is likely the outbreak started with this patient who arrived from Boise, Idaho. I should contact the health authorities in the USA to alert them that this patient may have affected others in their travels. As a final demonstration, let's assume I'm a government data analyst in the US following up on the measles alert I received from Australia. I need to identify anyone who may have been exposed to the virus along with the relevant health authorities in their community. Luckily, I have access to a dataset of every flight taken over the last 20 years. This is a huge dataset, but it is run on top of Qlik's Associative Big Data Index. This means that the data is indexed in memory across multiple servers, giving me the power of massively parallel processing when working with my data. Qlik's Associative Big Data Index is incredibly scalable. At a recent customer event, Qlik demonstrated this technology with 15 billion orders linked to 60 billion detail records and 2 billion customers. My dataset has a little over 2.6 billion rows, including 800 million rows of flights data, yet as I make selections, my application updates almost immediately. Let's jump to the flights analysis and search for everyone who may have come into contact with our measles patient. First, I select the relevant time frame, then the carrier, which we know was United Airlines. You can see from the green, white and grey that Qlik instantly shows all relationships across the 800 million flights with every selection. I am also using a Qlik capability called On-Demand Applications. This allows me to spawn a highly detailed application from the larger dataset when the set of possible rows reaches a configurable limit. Note that the indicator turns green when I select Boise, as we have reached that limit and I can now generate my detailed analysis. When I open the detailed application, I can see that passengers passing through the Boise airport went on to destinations like Denver and San Francisco. And I can even see the full list of passengers. I can therefore reach out to them and advise them to avoid contact with others if they feel ill. So let's finish with a quick recap. You have seen how Qlik Insight Bot enables a new way of interacting with your Qlik Sense applications. You saw how Qlik Sense provides a higher level of interactivity than other analytics tools and can deliver multiple levels of self-service to your users. You also saw a little of Qlik Data Catalyst, a platform for governing all your data and enabling your users to easily access it. And finally, you saw how Qlik's associative Big Data Index can handle massive amounts of data with ease. Contact Qlik Software or one of our partners for more details on these and other Qlik solutions. Thank you for watching.